Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 13 times there.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome everyone to today's cryptocurrency price prediction and technical analysis live stream. Bitcoin is literally for the entire weekend trading almost exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 66,500 US dollars. And on today's cryptocurrency live stream, we really do have a lot of different things to talk about. I'm going to show you and tell you exactly why I fired and entered another long trade at the area where Bitcoin is trading as right now. We are going to talk about a major price target if Bitcoin from our golden Fibonacci ratio where we are as right now does continue much lower towards downside, because not only I'm going to show you some local areas of supports right here, but also we are going to look at the simple moving averages, and we are going to talk about some very important simple moving averages on the weekly time frame. I do think maybe if you were searching around Twitter, for example, or maybe even YouTube, you found about those simple moving averages, but I really want to talk about them because they are very, very important for Bitcoin. On top of that, we are going to talk about a bearish Elliot wave count we can run to see on the 4-hourly and also on the daily time frame, but also I want to show you exactly what is right now happening right here on the weekly time frame, because in only the next 4 hours, the weekly candle right here is going to close. And unfortunately, it is right now right here not looking really the best. So we really need to talk about right here the weekly time frame. We need to talk about many different indicators, but of course also we are going to talk about the most likely scenario that is right now potentially going to happen right here on Bitcoin literally in the upcoming hours. Of course, before we do start with our live stream right here, I would like to welcome everyone on the live stream. I really do hope you have been having a fantastic day today. And of course, if not, hopefully today's live stream is going to make your day maybe just a little bit better. So with it being said, let's right now go straight into the charts. Let's right now talk about what can potentially happen with Bitcoin. Then of course also later we go through Ethereum, we go through XRP, and also potentially we are going to talk about the trading bots that right now most of them of course are right now being in a very slight loss, but ideally if Bitcoin does get a bounce, of course all of them are going to be back in profit. But let's right now start with Bitcoin right here, because you probably know exactly about our plan. We have been following right here for a very long time. We were saying we are looking right here for a sign of weakness if Bitcoin is going to get the acceptance below the value area high. So the moment we lost our value area high with such a big red candle back down, I knew, or actually there was a very high chance we are then going to continue much lower towards our next support level, which was in our scenario the point of control or the biggest volume cluster at approximately 68,000 US dollars. When Bitcoin got the acceptance back below the value area high, personally, I added even more capital to my short trade. So as you probably know, I still right now do remain in my short trade. My short entry was approximately at this specific high when we took the liquidity above this specific area. So my initial short entry was approximately right here, but I was taking the profits along the way. So when Bitcoin got the acceptance back below the value area high, I had only approximately 10% left of my short trade. But when we got the acceptance back below the value area high right here, I added some more capital to my short trade. So my average price, of course, it is right now slightly lower, but nevertheless, I am right now in a short trade that I'm right now still holding for quite a long time. On the other hand, maybe you're going to ask me, bro, did you fire a brand new long position at the area where Bitcoin is trading right now? And of course, if you are in my free VIP Discord server, yesterday I posted right here something very important where I said I will be entering a new long trade around this area, especially if we get a successful liquidity grab below the recent low. Now, unfortunately, we did not get a successful swing failure pattern, but we did hit this golden Fibonacci ratio where we are still trading as right now. And yes, I did enter a brand new long trade right here on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. Do I know that the level right here is going to hold? Unfortunately, I don't know that. Of course, if I would have a crystal ball, I would then know if I should enter a long trade here or not. But the reality is, we are right now trading at some kind of a very nice level of support on Bitcoin. And that is why, personally, I entered a brand new long trade. Simple invalidation level below our golden Fibonacci ratio. In a case right here, we are going to get another major push towards downside. So if you right now ask me, why did I fire a long trade right here? A very nice level. That is, of course, definitely going to be the first and the biggest reason why I went with a long here. And the second reason is that we do have a very simple invalidation. Breaking the golden Fibonacci ratio is another sign of weakness. And if we start breaking this specific support level towards downside, major red flag. And all in this scenario, I want to be out of my long trade. And I'm going to continue holding my short position. In a case Bitcoin right here is simply going to continue much lower towards downside. Talking about the probabilities, do we have a higher probability of Bitcoin continuing lower? Yes, we do have it. But ideally, first of all, we are looking at least for some kind of a bounce towards the upside right here before potentially we could continue much lower back towards downside. That is why later I want to talk about a bearish scenario. I'm right now paying attention to right here on Bitcoin. But the thing is, if you right now don't know about any levels, we don't know about any Elliott wave counts. We don't pay attention to any indicators. We only pay attention to the average trend. That said, we need to go with the indicator right here with our EMAs, with our exponential moving averages, where personally I'm using 200 EMA, the green line, and the 50 EMA, which is the red line. On the 4 hourly, we are in a downtrend. 2 hourly, we are actually getting right now as we speak a confirmed bearish cross. On the 1 hourly also, only a few hours ago right here, we got a bearish cross. So not knowing right now anything about technical analysis, only paying attention to the trend. It is right here, literally straight towards downside. So me entering a long position right here is definitely something that doesn't have, if you look like that, the highest probability of playing out. But I do think potentially we could make it work, especially if we are going to get some kind of a bounce. I'm going to be quite fast with my first take profit, and I'm going to show you some very important levels if Bitcoin right here does get a bounce towards the upside, where we can be taking the profits. If we don't get a bounce and we continue lower, okay, I get stopped out. But I still do remain in my short trade in a case right here Bitcoin is going to continue much lower back down. Yes, if you are looking for a long trade here, you are going against the major trend, because on the 1 hourly, 2 hourly, 4 hourly daily, we are definitely right here moving in quite a significant downtrend. But I'm going to show you why ideally, first of all, we are looking right here for at least some kind of a bounce before potentially going lower on the Bitcoin chart itself. Now, I want to show you, before we talk about this recent price action that is right now happening here on the 2 hourly, I want to zoom out on the weekly. Because something that I have been paying attention to right here for the past, let's just say, few days, are actually two very important simple moving averages. We are going to go here, not with three of them. I actually only need 2 of them. I'm going to go with the green one and with the blue one. And we are going to adjust those numbers to 300 simple moving average and to 200 simple moving average and click OK. Let's go with this chart where we do have slightly more data, because I really want to show you right now what levels on Bitcoin have been respected almost exactly every single major cycle bottom. Look right now at the price action here in 2015. Bitcoin was trading at the 200 simple moving average. We hit the level and we started the moving significantly towards the upside. Also right here, the exact bottom was formed when Bitcoin hit the 200 simple moving average. We started moving beautifully towards the upside. On the COVID crash right here, we also got quite a big shakeout. We hit the 300 SMA literally to the exact dollar accuracy. Also right here, back in 2022, we hit not only the 200 but also the 300 simple moving average. We got the bottom and we started moving significantly towards the upside. So I'm not right now making any crazy theories right here. I'm looking at the data as objectively as possible. And this data is right now showing to us that clearly the 200 and the 300 simple moving averages are one of the most important levels you can pay attention to right here, where Bitcoin potentially, I'm not saying it is going to happen because, of course, maybe we are going to right here get another major push down. But the thing is, historically speaking, those two levels right here are being beautifully respected. That is right now, of course, oops, that is right, whoa, what am I doing? Cancel and like this. That is why if we do hit those two levels right here in the upcoming days, I mean, you be the judge, but in my opinion, it is definitely an area where we can be looking for another major long or a buy trade if Bitcoin is going to give us right here an opportunity. So you probably already know about my Bearish Elliot account. I have already talked about for many times. But right now, not only we are going to talk about this Bearish Elliot account here on the 4-hourly, I'm also going to zoom in here to show you exactly what can the local Bearish Elliot account right here could potentially look like. So let's go right now, first of all, on the 4-hourly, because as you probably know, we have already talked about that Bitcoin probably right here does have an impulse correction, another impulse, another correction, and right now potentially forming another impulse back towards downside. There is something that I don't really like with this Bearish Elliot wave count, and that is that the fourth Elliot wave here is taking a very long time to develop versus the second Elliot wave. So what do I mean by that? When you go with Fibonacci time, for example, you go and measure the entire second Elliot wave and putting the third pivot at the start of the fourth one, right? Clearly you can notice that if our fourth one would be the same size or the same length as the second one here, we should end it right here, and Bitcoin should then get also the fifth Elliot wave. But right now, clearly, we are extending our fourth Elliot wave by a huge margin. So if we go right now with Fibonacci time here to see how much we are extending the fourth Elliot wave, the second one, I mean, clearly we are surpassing the 2-to-1 Fibonacci time, 3-to-1. Also, yeah, pretty much we hit right here. The fourth Elliot wave here is 4 times the length of the second Elliot wave. That is something that I'm not really the biggest fan of. However, I do think it still does make sense for Bitcoin to right here get another push down, right? And that is right now the reason why so far with our Elliot wave counts, I am still I still do think there is a higher probability that we are going to get right here another push towards downside eventually. I don't know if we do get right here first maybe a push up and then a push down, but the reality is, looking at the liquidity levels right here, I do think it does make sense, a lot of sense actually, for Bitcoin to get right here another major push towards downside. And as we said before, we are going to then look towards our simple moving averages because there is going to be a very high probability that Bitcoin is then going to bottom approximately at our simple moving averages right here on the weekly time frame, because historically speaking, they have really been beautifully respected. Also right now, when we are zooming in, let's just say on the 2-hourly, how could a Bearish Elliot wave count potentially fit into our current price action? So if we right now know we finished an ABC correction, some kind of a corrective structure for our fourth Elliot wave, this push down here could actually be the first part of the bigger fifth Elliot wave. So that is why, as I said before to you, ideally we are looking for some kind of a bounce here, which is then going to mean we are looking for another 5-wave price structure straight towards downside. So we can then say we got right here an impulse, we are looking right here for the second Elliot wave, and only then third one, fourth one, and then fifth Elliot wave, looking for another major drop back towards downside. So I do think it does make quite a lot of sense for Bitcoin to get a bounce right here for the second Elliot wave and then potentially continue lower if, of course, we are not going to be able to reclaim our very important value area high at approximately $69,800 US. So the plan on Bitcoin right now is very, very simple. I don't know up or down. Of course, you never know if we are going to go up or if we are going to go down with 100% probability. The only thing you can know, and of course this is exactly how you can trade, is when Bitcoin hits a certain level, am I looking to a buy or am I looking for a sell right here? And because we are trading at the golden Fibonacci ratio, that is why I did fire another long trade. Do I know the level is going to hold? Unfortunately not. I don't have a crystal ball right here to know if we are going to get a bounce right here. But the thing is, if we do get a bounce, of course we are then looking for some kind of a push towards the upside, our second Elliott wave potentially, and then we continue lower. So I would say if you're looking for any trades, at least at the area where we are, I would much rather fire another long and not a short position here, because simply it is the area of support. The problem is going to happen, as we said before, if Bitcoin here does continue lower, breaks our point of control, and of course also, as we said before, the golden Fibonacci ratio from the low back towards the high. If we break this specific support level here and we go towards the value area low and also lose this specific level, if we start closing below our value area low, major red flag. And in this scenario, of course, we are looking for another quite a significant push down, probably very, very soon below $60,000. But unless we are going to break our value area low, I'm still actually quite more interested to fire another long or a buying position at the area where we are as of right now. Sure, I am going against the trend, but if I get stopped out, I still do remain in approximately, I added to the position, so I do have right now a slightly bigger size on my short trade, but I'm going to remain in my short trade if, for example, right here, the golden Fibonacci ratio is going to get a break towards upside. Also right now, what if we go with our indicators? What if we go here with the RSI, we go with the MACD, and also we are going to go with money flow, let's just say on the 4-hour time frame, because on all of those indicators actually are right now being kinda slightly more bullish, because what you're going to see here, we are getting on the RSI lower low right here. On Bitcoin, we are getting, of course, another higher low. So this right here technically is a hidden bullish divergence. The exact same thing happening on MACD. Lower low on MACD, higher low being formed on the Bitcoin price itself. The money flow here, pretty much the exact same story. We are even being in the oversold area, but clearly lower low on money flow, higher low on Bitcoin. So all of those indicators, at least right here on the 4-hour time frame, are forming a hidden bullish divergence. Is this a bullish or a bearish indication? Of course, you'll be the judge, but usually a hidden bullish divergence, it is a bullish indication for the Bitcoin price itself. So what we are getting right here with the indicators, with the price location, that being said, of course, trading exactly the golden Fibonacci ratio, I do think looking for a bounce here does make slightly more sense. Do I know the bounce is going to happen? Unfortunately not. And maybe tomorrow I wake up and we are going to be trading, I don't know, below $60,000. Sure, it can happen. That is why we do have risk management, right? We are using a stop loss in a case our support level here is going to get a break towards upside. But in terms of my bets right now, I am betting on some kind of a bounce towards the upside, and then we are going to go from there. Stop loss then set to break even, taking the profits along the way. Now, another reason why potentially we could be looking right here for a bounce is because of the CME futures chart here. We closed this chart at approximately $68,300, right? So it right now simply means we are going to probably form a brand new CME gap in the upcoming hours when the CME future chart right here is going to open. So we can right now see we are trading at approximately $67,000, let's just say like that. So we are going to open the graph approximately here, and we are going to have a high probability, 90% actually, of getting a push towards the upside, at least towards this area at 68,300. So if we go right now on this chart, 68,300, it is going to be actually exactly right here. 68,300 if Bitcoin would really like to feel its CME gap. So this area is very, very interesting in my opinion, because it is also going to be a local liquidity level for Bitcoin. What you're going to see here, we are forming a lot of lower highs, and I mean, this theory that I'm going to show you right now is pretty much exactly the same as we do have, for example, on the 4-hourly. Because remember, what we have been talking about in our previous videos. Bitcoin has the low here, low here, higher low, and another higher low. And right now, pretty much the exact same story is going to be with the liquidity levels on a lower term time frame. So you have right here liquidity level, liquidity level, liquidity level, liquidity level, because all of those highs here are lower highs. And that is why with this pump, for example, we were not able to take out the previous high, which means liquidity above the high, liquidity above the high, liquidity above the high right here. And that is right now why I would like Bitcoin to at least clear some of the liquidity right here above our recent highs here, before potentially, of course, going and getting maybe even another push down. So let me now show you what are going to be the most important levels you should be paying attention to if potentially right now you did enter a new long trade right here. First one, I would go with the Fibonacci ratio from the high back towards the low. We are going to go with the... I'm not going to go with the fourth, I'm not going to go with the second LTF price targets, because in this scenario, we are paying directly attention to the 0.5. But I would say, because the semi gap is going to be slightly lower, actually quite much lower, I would say paying attention to the liquidity levels here first, it's a much better idea. So what we are going to do, let's go with the retracement here, where you can see that 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level is coming in at 68,300. Now, if my entry, I think my entry is literally approximately where we are as right now. I entered a long trade already yesterday, approximately here. So I do think pretty much I'm right now at break even. Am I going to be taking the profit here? To be honest, not really. My first take profit area that I'm right now looking at is going to be this specific week, approximately at the 0.32. So this right here is simply going to be my first take profit area on my Bitcoin long trade. Stop loss if we hit the level to break even. And then I need to pay attention to the next very important, quite significant actually, areas of resistances. So what are right here going to be very important levels? We go with our volume, of course. We measure again the entire bottom price action. And you can see value area high coming in at 70,150. We go with our anchored VWAP, we anchor it exactly at the high, and I mean, you're actually right now seeing perfect alignment with the value area high, and that is why this level here, in my opinion, it is definitely the first very important area of resistance you should be paying attention to. And as we said before, if we are talking about a potential 5-wave price structure, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, usually the common price target of the second Elliott wave is at least 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So we go from the high, we go for the low right here, and you can see 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level coming in exactly at our value area high, exactly at our anchored VWAP. So this level here, I would definitely say it is the first very important area of resistance if Bitcoin from the area where we are right now is going to be able to get a push towards the upside. But also, then the bigger area of resistance is going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio, because also right here, pretty much the exact same story with the liquidity levels, right? Go on the 30-minute time frame, we have the high, lower high, lower high. Also, you can say this right here is another high. So I would say this area is another liquidity level for Bitcoin, and also exactly here, we do have the golden Fibonacci ratio. So those two levels here, or actually you can say those three levels, could be very good take profit areas if potentially you are looking to fire another long or a buying position at the level where Bitcoin is trading as right now. But now, let's talk about also the bearish scenario, because what if we are not going to get right here a push toward the upside? What if, on the other hand, we do get another major push towards the upside? So clearly you can now notice the next support level is going to be the value area high, 65,700, aligning with the daily support level. I mean, this alignment here, clearly you can notice it is to the exact dollar accuracy. 65,700 is right now going to be the next support level if Bitcoin does continue lower. So this, I mean, also in my opinion, quite a nice level because it does align with the daily level. I would say where we are as right now, in my opinion, it is a slightly better one because it is the golden Fibonacci ratio. But nevertheless, if we do continue lower, this level here is then going to be the next support level. Then, of course, if you're looking for our next support level, is going to be this daily. But to be honest, this specific daily support level, in my opinion, is nothing significant. And yeah, I mean, once we are going to be below the value area low, it is already going to be quite a major red flag. So sure, we can hit the level, reclaim the level, continue higher. But yeah, you really want to then get the reclaim of the value area high, of the value area low, sorry. before potentially looking for higher prices. But yeah, at least as of right now, we are at the golden Fibonacci ratio. So yeah, let's see if we are going to be able to get some kind of a push towards the upside, feeling the semi gap at approximately $68,300 right here. Also right now, let's go with the liquidations, because Bitcoin liquidation heat map, let me refresh the website so we do have the latest data. I would like to go first of all on the 3-day time frame, because there is right now potentially something that could happen in the upcoming hours. And you can see here on the 3-day time frame, the biggest liquidation cluster, approximately 80 million of long trades, are going to get liquidated if we do get a push down below our recent low. And that is something that we usually talk about that can actually be a beautiful long entry. Let me now show you what could be right here, some kind of a long entry that you might be looking for. But of course, again, you need to have proper risk management if you are going to enter this specific trade that I'm going to right now show you. So you go with Fibonacci, you go from the low here, you go back towards the high. So you know we are at the golden Fibonacci ratio. You know we have liquidations exactly below the recent lows, right? So when you right now stack the confluence together, you can see we got the low exactly at the golden Fibonacci ratio. So potentially Bitcoin could do something like this. Get another push down, take the recent low here, hit our 0.6165 Fibonacci retracement level right here to the exact dollar accuracy, because you can see right here, we got a very slight front run, and then pay attention to the reaction. So if we do get right here a reaction towards the upside, right? You enter a long trade, I don't know, let's just say approximately at this area. So you have right here a long trade. You have stop loss exactly below the recent low, because usually you want to have a stop loss after a swing failure pattern is completed. And then, as we said before, our first take profit area could potentially be around this specific zone. So you have right here 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. Is it risky? Yes, I would say it is slightly more risky because you are going against the trend, but you're trading a liquidity grab. Of course, if it does happen, pay attention to the reaction. You're longing at the support level, but also you're longing after we hit the liquidation cluster right here at approximately $66,500 right here. So 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. What does it mean? If, for example, you're risking, I don't know, $100 on the trade, you're going to win right here on the first take profit $300. Of course, if you're going to take all of the profits from the table. If you're then going to wait for higher targets, for example, as we said before, our value area high right here, the trade could easily turn into 4-to-1, maybe even if you're looking for the golden Fibonacci ratio, into 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But the reality right now is, looking for buy trades at the support level, in my opinion, again, does make slightly more sense versus for us to go with a short trade at the area where we are. Can we lose the support level, get a major breakdown? Sure we can, but again, usually you want to be buying at the support level and then selling at the area of resistance, even though, of course, in a downtrend, some support levels do have a higher probability of getting a break towards upside. Also right now, when we go with the, I would like to go with the crypto fear and greed index here, because this one is once again being in the extreme fear. People once again are being, yeah, I mean, they are fearful, right? So a lot of people, I do think, they're not really that interested going with a long or a buy trade here. That could also be another reason why looking for a buy trade where we are as right now could potentially play out. Definitely would be very, very nice if our long trade here could potentially play out. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. The next long trade I'm then going to look for is probably going to be a long trade below our $60,000 area right here. But of course, first of all, let's see what we are going to get right now at our golden pocket. Start losing this golden Fibonacci ratio. It could be slightly more bearish. Also, actually, something that I just... Something I just realized and I did not saw before. Fibonacci from this specific low back towards this high, we have another golden pocket actually. Let's see this one. We have another golden pocket. Okay, I do think this one is aligning with the daily, not that much actually, but also here approximately at this area we do have the value area low. Now that I see this, okay, to be honest, this is right now something that I did not see before when I was doing my own technical analysis. So it does look like another support level coming in at this golden pocket. Okay, looking at this right now, you can also notice that we do have a liquidity level exactly below this low. Okay, I'm going to do like this. As I said before to you, I am right now already in a long trade from this area, right? If we are going to get a dump towards the golden Fibonacci ratio, yes, I am going to get stopped out of my long trade. But potentially, the next long trade could also be this one. I really like the level, to be honest, because you do have the daily, you have the value area low, you have the gold pocket, and then you have the liquidity level, which could potentially mean that we get the extended first wave. We get another push up right here for the second one, and then we continue lower. I would say this area is also a nice support level. But again, trade from level to level. I'm not right now going to say to you, we are looking directly for this support level, right? Usually you want to trade from level to level. So because right now we are already at some kind of a support level, that is why I'm already right now in a long trade. So, I mean, maybe we get a second early wave right here and then we dump it. So, no, I would say like that. I'm quite happy being in a long right here. If we do get right here another push down, I get stopped out on my long trade. The next support level right here is then going to be another golden Fibonacci ratio when we are measuring literally this entire push towards the upside on the 4-hour time frame. So this golden pocket here, it's actually quite a nice one as well, aligning with many other levels right here. But again, if you go with from level to level, the first level that we are right now being at right now is actually already this specific golden Fibonacci ratio. So yeah, our plan on Bitcoin, very simple. Ideally, I'm looking right here for a bounce towards the upside. The only question is, are we going to get a bounce here? Are we going to get a bounce here? Or are we not going to get a bounce at all and we simply continue below 60,000 US dollars? I much rather fire a long trade and then potentially get stopped out. Maybe even fire another one right here if we do get a successful liquidity grab. No successful liquidity grab means no trade is then going to be offered to us. And again, remember, eventually I do think Bitcoin is going to go lower because the overall plan right here, if you're right here looking for the best trade, let's just say, I would simply say look for a long trade below 60,000 US dollars once we are going to be hitting our very important 200 and 300 simple moving average on the weekly time frame. Because once Bitcoin is below our recent low here, I do think we are going to be at some very important levels. And to be honest right here, if you're looking for only the best trades, the highest probability trades, going with a long trade below 60,000, I do think it is the best level for you to be paying attention to. So yeah, let's see right here what happens next. But as I said before to you, I'm right now in a very small long trade here, looking potentially for some kind of a bounce towards the upside. With it being said, I would appreciate if you right now smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes right here are definitely possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel right here. Let me go right here with the chat, and then we can also go with Ethereum and also with XRP, and also maybe with some other altcoins. But let me right now see what you're saying right here in the chat. Let's see. Hi bro, hope you're doing well. As I told you in last live stream, I commented that first it will go for the high, liquidated for 73,700, but you haven't read my comment, and I like your way of analysis, bro. I mean, it looks like you literally almost nailed the prediction. Now I'm saying to you, bro, can you right now say to me what is probably going to happen with Bitcoin next? Do you think we are going to get right here a bounce? Do you think we are already going to right now get another major push down? Because I just want to see right now what you are, if your next prediction right here is going to be a correct one. But of course, thank you very much for watching the live stream right here. What is the major red flag? I'm just hearing ifs and maybe. The thing is, unfortunately, I don't know what happens next. The only thing I know is at what level I am prepared to buy. And currently, we are at the level where, yeah, I am prepared to buy. That is simply why I entered another long trade. Is it going to play out? I don't know. That is why we have a stop loss, we have a take profit area, and I mean, yeah, that is exactly how the trading works, right? You need to be prepared for both directions. We can go up, we can go down. That is pretty much what everyone knows, right? We can go up and down. But yeah, the only question right now is, if this level is going to hold, in this scenario, we are going to be making some profits. If we are going to lose the level right here, of course, our next long trade could potentially be another golden Fibonacci ratio, or simply below 60,000 US dollars. Tell me the best Bitcoin spot buying area. As I said before to you, below 60,000, in my opinion, the best one, and I mean really the best one, is going to be this one right here. You go with 300 and you go with 200 SMA. So you can see here that the best level, technically, in my opinion, it is going to be approximately, let's just say 55k, below 60,000, let's just say. So 58,000, 55, maybe even 50,000 US dollars if we are going to hit our 300 simple moving average. But I would say below 60,000 is the best area, in my opinion, if you're looking right here for the best level for you to be buying spot. Hi, is this mean good position for long is somewhere 66,500 to 67 and await it to go up to 70k and set stop loss around 65,000? You're saying long position at the area where we are as right now, pretty much, or slightly lower. I mean, again, I would say the best long trade is below 60,000. But I just want to also go with a long trade already right now, because potentially we could be expecting a very small bounce toward the upside from the area where we are. There are more liquidity there on upper side, but still Bitcoin isn't showing strength. Yeah, I mean, currently we do have, I mean, in terms of liquidity, right? On the 4-hourly, I do think we don't have that much liquidity, to be honest, because we have already grabbed the liquidity exactly above the high here. So that is why I much rather would bet here for the liquidity on the downside to be taken. And that is why I said to you before, sure, we can be getting a bounce here, but eventually I want Bitcoin to get another push down. Maybe we can get something like this and then a push down, or we can already get a push down in the upcoming days. I don't know here what exactly is going to happen. If we do get right here a big bounce, of course, our long entry here was quite a perfect one. So definitely, yeah, I mean, definitely that is also another reason why I want to be looking for a long trade here. But yeah, like currently I would say quite tricky to say up, down. But yeah, again, we can still trade from level to level, looking for long positions at the support level, looking for short trades at the areas of resistances. Yeah, we are going to go through XRP in a moment. Do we still remain big ABC wave plan? Yeah, I would still say the big ABC correction is right now still valid on the daily or the weekly. I would still say this plan right here, which is pretty much ABC correction. In my opinion, this have the highest probability of playing out. But again, we are looking here still for another leg down below our recent low. But I still do think below 60,000, again, it is one of the best areas we can be looking for brand new buy positions. It's a chance of a bounce for now. Reason bro, one inverted hammer in weekly and nice support and make head and shoulders, and agree with you, bro, a bounce and drop. Okay, so it does look like right now we are agreeing on the prediction, which is beautiful. Can we buy spot? Can we buy put in options? Can you give me expected expiry time? To be honest, I don't trade this, so I don't have an idea. I mean, I do have an idea how it works, but I wouldn't be brave enough to right now say to you what to do with this. Okay, from my experience, Bitcoin reversal will happen in the ranges between 40,000 and 41,000. Whoa, okay. So if we go to 40,000 US dollars, which means we go below... Okay, this is actually quite low, to be honest. I would say like this. We are looking right here, because as we said before, this could be an ABC correction, right? If this right here is an ABC, it could mean Bitcoin is forming potentially a flat type of a correction, which could mean ABC towards the upside. It can even be an all-time high here, and then another major push down, probably towards the 40,000 US dollar area. I do think something like this, maybe even with another all-time high, it is possible actually. And then another major 5-wave structure back towards downside. But like, if we are, again, I don't know what happens next. I do know at what level I'm prepared to buy. So pretty much what we were saying right here. Below 60,000, I do think it's a good area. Even if we drop to, I don't know, 40,000 US dollars, for example. I mean, yeah, in this scenario, you are going to be quite underwater if you're buying at 50,000. But I do think this area here is a good level for us to be accumulating, simply because a lot of different indicators, a lot of different, let's just say, signals that historically nailed the bottom are literally saying to us this area is a very important one. And also, again, I do think we can drop lower here because we do have here forming higher lows. And usually when you get those higher lows, usually those higher lows do get taken back towards downside. So that is another reason why, sure, we can get another squeeze here. But ideally, I would like those higher lows here to be taken out. Now, with Ethereum, Let's go right now. First of all, I'm going to remove all of those. I mean, with the bigger targets for Ethereum, as you probably know, it is going to be at approximately 1,500. This area is a major support level for Ethereum. But now we are going to go with the more of a local term time frame here. First on the daily. Let me just see something. Okay, on the daily. Because here, I want to identify what are right here the most important high-term time frame areas of resistances. So daily level right here, we have two dailies, one daily here and one daily here. We did hit this daily on Ethereum. I'm going to remove it from the chart. We have the weekly, the monthly. Do we have any dailies here? We have a daily here, we have a daily here, but all of those have already been tapped. So I'm not going to go with any of them. Weekly, no. Okay. So those are our high-term time frame areas of support and resistances for Ethereum. To be honest, they are not that helpful. Okay, so let's go on the 4-hourly. Let's see. We measured the entire bottom price action with volume. Okay, I'm also going to right now measure this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have the value area low slightly. This value area low is a beautiful level, in my opinion. This value area low, the bottom one. But let's see something right now. Okay. Let's go with the Fibonacci ratio. So we have two important golden pockets here. The first one is from this low towards this specific high. So it's the same one as on Bitcoin. We have pretty much exactly the same golden Fibonacci ratio. And I do think this one is a beautiful one. Bro, this golden pocket is a beautiful one. We go with this one and then this one. Okay, in this scenario, we are already at the golden Fibonacci ratio. But what we usually say, usually liquidity gets taken, right? So this golden pocket, we also do have a beautiful liquidity level right here. So, bro, this level on Ethereum, it's actually quite a nice one. Not gonna lie. I am going to set an alert here on Ethereum. If we do hit this level, I am going to probably trade it. This is a beautiful level here. 1,900, aligning with the golden Fibonacci ratio. We are right now already at the gold pocket, so I'm just curious to see if this level is going to hold. And I'm also already in a long trade on ETH. But I might see here how I'm going to play this, because if I'm not going to get stopped out, for example, if I move the stop loss below below the gold pocket here, and I add more to the position at this area, I need to calculate here if it makes more sense for me to get stopped out if we do get a push down here, or if it makes more sense for me to move the stop loss lower and then add more capital at this area. Because I really like this gold pocket here on Ethereum. Beautiful liquidity level, aligning, as we said before, with the value area low here, which is also, this level is a nice one. This gold pocket here. Let's also go with the anchored VWAP, but I do think that those anchored VWAPs are not going to be at this area. No, and also this one. No, we do have them here above the high. Okay, so they're more of the area of resistance. I'm quite happy currently with my long trade here on Ethereum already. So I'm not going to close it. No, I'm also happy with a long trade here on Bitcoin. So yeah, I would say like that. If you're looking here for new trades, I would much rather fire a new long trade and not a short trade, because on Ethereum right now, we are already taking some liquidity below the recent low here, hitting the golden Fibonacci ratio, hitting also, as we said before, the value area low. So clearly, we are at the support level on Ethereum and also on Bitcoin. There is no doubt about it, right? We are at the key level. So if we are at the key level, you need to ask yourself, are you looking for a buy? Are you looking for a sell? Because it's a support level, ideally, we are looking for a buy here, right? So now, if we do get a push down towards the golden Fibonacci ratio, which is lower, okay, again, at this level, ideally, we are also looking for a long trade. So, if I get stopped out right now on this long trade, I'm then going to look to enter another long trade, slightly lower, approximately at this golden Fibonacci ratio. Not a big deal. Yeah, I think, usually, probably, if you watch my previous live streams, you know that usually it is better to have a tighter stop loss. You get stopped out more times, but the risk to reward ratio, usually, it is better. What does it mean? For example, you enter a long trade on Ethereum. Let's just say you just enter a long trade, right? You entered a new long trade here. You have a stop loss here, and you are targeting, I don't know, the value area high. This trade is going to give you 3.39 to 1 risk to reward ratio, right? Okay. What if you're also prepared to enter another long trade at this area, right? In this scenario, you get stopped out of this trade, right? Sure, you lose, you are negative 1R in this scenario, if you lose this one. But then you enter another one, let's just say here, stop loss, again, below the recent low, targeting exactly the same. In this scenario, the trade is going to give you 4.64. Let's just say 4 to 1 risk to reward, right? So if you get plus 4R, at the end of the day, you are plus 3R in a profit, right? Now, if you enter first here, you have a wider stop loss, let's just say, I don't know, below the golden Fibonacci ratio. You don't know where to set a stop loss. That is why usually you want to have a wider stop loss. You enter 50% here, and then 50%, I don't know, here. So your average entry price is, let's just say, this area, right? This is going to give you 2.57 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which means you are not going to lose the trade, but you're going to win only, let's just say, 2.5, let's just say, right? So in this scenario, you got more profit if you got stopped once, and then you re-enter the trade for a bigger risk to reward ratio. So that is why usually when I am trading, I much rather have a tighter stop loss. Sure, you get stopped out more times, but the reality is, at the end of the day, you can make more profit doing this because you have exact invalidation level, exact low, right? And that is why, yeah, usually having a tighter stop loss, it is a better idea. So with this scenario, also on Bitcoin and Ethereum, if I get stopped out right now, I'm going to look for another entry again at the golden Fibonacci ratio here on Ethereum at approximately $1,900. Again, of course, also pay attention to Bitcoin if potentially we are going to start losing the value area low. But again, also on Bitcoin, as we said before, we do have right now this nice support level aligning with the golden Fibonacci ratio. So I do think this support level, it's quite a nice one, and also a liquidity level here. So I would definitely pay attention to this area if Bitcoin right here does get right here another push down. But again, already where we are at a nice level. That is why personally I already entered another long or a buy trade. Yeah, this right here is Ethereum, pretty much exactly the same story as on Bitcoin, with the target actually some kind of a local resistance being this area, approximately $2,000 area. The bigger one here, it does align exactly with the golden pocket here from the high back towards the low. You can see golden Fibonacci ratio exactly at this specific level. So I would say beautiful area of resistance here on Ethereum if we are able to get some kind of a rotation back towards the upside in the upcoming days. So yeah, I mean, sure, we can lose the support level, but personally, I'm more interested to fire another long versus another short position at the levels where we are as of right now. Okay, XRP. XRP also, I think in our previous live stream, we talked about this golden Fibonacci ratio. Unfortunately, it was not hit. I'm not even going to use this one right now. But I would like to show you on XRP a beautiful, also a very similar level to what we are getting on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. But first, let's see on the 2 hour here if we do measure this recent price action, value area low where we are. So it does look like that some volume levels here, depends of course how you measure, are all getting hit, right? And also because of the semi gap, potentially we could already get a push up, but value area low here on XRP at approximately $1.32. We go with Fibonacci from the low back towards the high, golden pocket coming in where we are as of right now. So if you look like that, I mean, this liquidity level hasn't been taken. We do have this one here. I'm going to remove the volume levels. I would say like that. Looking for long trade on XRP, in my opinion, again, does make slightly more sense as well. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly the same as on Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. I am not long on XRP, but looking at this right now, I might enter a long trade. I mean, no, I'm not going to right now enter a long trade. If we do get right here another push down and then a liquidity grab, I am going to look to enter a long trade here on XRP because currently I'm quite happy with the position sizes I do have on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But yeah, if we do get a push down here, taking the liquidity below the low, golden Fibonacci ratio, and also then Bitcoin and Ethereum trading at such a nice level, we could be looking here for another long opportunity. But again, I am already long, so yeah, let's see what we are going to get right here in the upcoming hours, because those altcoins here, Ethereum and XRP, do have both of them quite nice quite nice levels. Again, beautiful invalidation level as well. If we start losing the value area low, bearish indication in this scenario, we are going to look for lower targets. Very, very simple actually. Let's see, bro, why don't anyone talk about the war impact on market, bro? On the I think on the time when Dubai was getting attacked, Bitcoin got a push towards the upside right here, which is kind of crazy if you look like that. I think we got this one, right? I think it was happening around, yeah, it was 28th of February. This time when the war or when Dubai was getting attacked, we got it pushed towards the upside, which is kind of insane if you look like that. And to be honest, I mean, sure, again, news can impact the price, but I don't think they are actually moving the price, like, in the serious direction, right? Sure, they can get some kind, they can accelerate the moves, but to be honest, I'm personally not really trading the news, because if you are trading the news, usually you are late to the party. If you're going to wait for the news to come out, I mean, I don't think that they are going to help you with trading that much. Up to what time frame you expect Bitcoin below 60,000? In a week or two? Quite hard to say, to be honest. I wouldn't dare myself to say to you in terms of the time frame when it's going to happen, but I could say to you, if we start losing this support level here, very high chance we are then going to drop in the upcoming days below 60,000. Pretty much everything comes down here to the volume level here and the golden Fibonacci ratio below it. So I wouldn't dare myself to say to you, okay, next week we are below 60,000. Eventually, I do think, but I would say, I mean, if I would need to say to you, like in terms of the time frame, longer time frame, I would say up to, let's just say 1, maybe 2 months. Max. Of course, ideally lower, ideally earlier, but once we start losing the volume levels in this scenario, then of course we can say we are looking for lower. I'm short until we get around 420 day moving average. That seems to be a key bottoming out level. 420. I'm not sure if it's a troll right now, or are you being serious? Let's see. I haven't heard about this one. I mean, I've heard about 420, but I haven't heard about 420 simple moving average on the daily. Okay, so you are short until this level. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, does it? But okay, interesting. Let's see. Why not wait for confirmation? Price is just below the point of control and above the golden Fibonacci ratio. We've lost 2 supports, so it could go either way. Wait for a break below golden pocket to short, or a point of control reclaim to L. Like, to be honest, like, we are already right now at a nice level, taking the liquidity below the recent low, right here below this one. That is why, I mean, if you're going to wait for a confirmation to reclaim the point of control here, sure, you could do it. But in this scenario, your target definitely then needs to be the value area high. I do think the key level here, it is already the top of the CME gap, right? And that is why I'm already right now in long trade. If I lose it and we go towards this golden Fibonacci ratio, I mean, in this scenario, yeah, I mean, you were correct. But personally, I'm playing this one slightly more aggressively, let's just say. Thank you. Okay, nice. I am from Dubai. Okay, I mean, hopefully everything is fine there in Dubai. I mean, to be honest, I was also planning to go there for token 2049. But now, with all of those stuff happening, I am not 100% sure I'm going to do it, to be honest. Let's see. No breakout trades in bear market. Like 2022, we hit golden Fibonacci ratio and then push down. Wait, 2022. You mean 2022 was here? We got a push down towards the golden Fibonacci ratio. Oh, you mean this one? Okay, I think, I mean, the golden pocket here was actually broken. If you're right now looking at this, this one, I mean, if you measure the golden Fibonacci ratio, of course, here we broke it down. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about here from 2022, but yeah, like, again, let's see what happens right now in the upcoming hours. Let's see if the CME gap is going to be strong enough for us to get some kind of push up. In terms of the order flow, like, we are not getting anything crazy here. It's quite a straight line. So I mean, we got a push down here, but also Bitcoin got a push down. So I wouldn't really say order flow right now it's being that useful to us, and that is why I'm not really paying that much attention to it. So yeah. We are at the golden pocket. We also have another golden pocket slightly lower. So let's see also what happens at this area. Probably we can also look for another long trade here if we do get a nice reaction below the recent low. But until then, yeah, I'm quite curious to right now see if Bitcoin is going to be able to get some kind of a rotation back towards the upside. Okay, With it being said, I really do hope you enjoyed today's live stream. If you did, smash up the like button below because I do think 1000 likes are definitely possible. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can, if you want, join my free VIP Discord server where I'm trying to update everyone what I'm also doing with my trades, where of course we identify very important key levels. And yeah, the link if you want to join the Discord is down below in the description. With it being said, thank you everyone for watching today's live stream. See you definitely tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to record another video to see, of course, if we are going to be able to get a rotation back up or not. But yeah, until then, take care and see you tomorrow.
Vitalik, clapping. Vitalik, impressed. Happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping. Vitalik clapping, clapping.